Torres designated.
Hello everyone, thank you all for coming, it really means a lot. Thank you Troma for presenting it, thank you Ella and Denny for helping us put this all together. But I want to make a special thank you. First of all, I am Mark Torres. Thank you, maybe I am creator of a designated conflict I made, but I want to make a special shout out to a young lady out there, Julie Kalinsky. She was responsible for making this happen. She planted the seed to get us here at New York Comic Con, so thank you, Julie. So what you're going to be seeing is a comic book I wrote 30 years ago. Cool. The comic book pages you're going to see on the screen are drawn about 20 years ago. The inks is done by Peter Palmiotti, that's Jimmy's brother, and it's about two warring alien races fighting for a newly discovered power source and a war fight itself to planet Earth. This comic book was adapted by filmmaker Lee Clancy, who is over there in the sound area. And if you guys like what you hear, please, you can go on that QR code. The book is on sale right now. The first issue is. If we get enough sales, we can have the second issue. We can be back here for issue number 2, so we greatly appreciate it. I will be narrating the story, and we have L-Man Jenny Feldy as Natasha right there. We have Jerry Glennon as the aliens Futok and Rofan. That's Jerry. We have Patrick Devaney, an actor, playing Chris and the alien King Tesson. We have our moderator and host, Brian McKenna, as the alien King Brigand and the alien Bruno. We have podcaster and writer Rafael Tavares, and all the way down at the end, he is going to be playing Persipicus. Mr. Brandon Basson is going to be playing the father. Podcaster Julie Kalinsky, as I mentioned, brought this all together. She's going to be playing Dr. Rain and the reporter. And last but certainly not least, all the way down there is Mr. Riley Kalinsky as Ed. Are we ready? Yes. Here we go. Designated, issue 1, getting involved. Establishing shot. We visit the planet Alpha 7 in the Duras system. 2 moons orbit around the planet along with the green sun. From space, it seems like a serene body of light, but a raging battle between the peaceful Forlons and the warlike Dronians that come on our board. The planet, we can see an old alien castle. From the looks of it, the surrounding area has just seen a great battle. Lots of destroyed ships, tanks, and smoldering ash cover the area. The castle itself is worn, but has no metal damage. Inside the throne room, King Tesson is standing on a throne room balcony, surveying the damage. Although he may not look his age, the king is over 400 years old. The grand entrance doors opens the room as Futok, the king advisor, rushes in.
Your Majesty, I have just received information that the Juronians are planning another attack.
Calm yourself, Futok. We will repel this attack just as we've done with all the others.
But the reports say the attack will have full force of their entire army.
Can we withstand such an attack?
There's more. King Brigand himself will be heading the attack.
That's insane. Why would he?
The king walks past Futok towards the grand doors.
Sire.
Summon the designated. Have them meet me in the power chamber.
The king leaves Futok standing in the throne room by himself.
I fear the worst.
A few minutes later, inside the power chamber, which has 3 floors, a different color light on each floor, a transfer chamber, and a power core, 4 Lux scientists, the king, and well-armed elite soldiers gather around a highlighted chamber with 3 tubes in it. 5 soldiers stand at attention behind the king and the head scientist. Futok is there too.
As you requested, sire, we've prepared to remove the star fragments from the power core, but I must implore you to—
Remove it!
But sire, removing our newest and best power source at a time like this is—
Silence! These fragments are not just a new power source. They are, in fact, much more.
Yes, but we have just only begun our research. Taking away such a find is—
Remove the fragments.
The head scientist presses some buttons on a nearby panel. Then the tube starts to descend into the ground. There's some smoke surrounding the center tube, and when it clears, we see a metal staff that holds the 5 star fragments in place. They're about the size of a diamond you would see on an expensive engagement ring. The king, who is visibly upset, turns towards the head scientist.
Where is the 6th piece?
Cutting to a room full of brutish Dronians standing over dead fallen scientists. A transport portal is behind it in the research room. There is one remaining scientist, and he gives King Brigham of the Dronians the 6th piece. The king has an overpowering presence. The king nods to one of his men, who then kills the last fallen scientist. Moving on, we cut back to the power chamber, and King Tesson turns towards the 5 members near him.
You, my designated, are entrusted with the safekeeping of these star fragments. I fear that King Brigham has learned about our recent discovery and will stop at nothing to acquire it.
The leader of the designated steps forward.
Sire, we have yet to fail you, but even we can't withstand the full force of the Euronian army.
Your mission will take you far away from the line of battle. I want you to take these fragments and hide them, so even I will not know their location.
Just then the doors of the top floor blast open to the chamber door. The Dronians enter the chamber and King Brigham leads them. In his hand is the 6th fragment glowing bright.
Destroy the generators, kill them all, and bring me those fragments.
On the main floor, everyone is running everywhere.
They must have found a way to penetrate our shields.
The designated take the fragments from the metal staff.
You have your orders. Protect the fragments at all costs.
To the Halai!
King Brigham starts to make his way to the main floor. The designated starts to leave the chamber. Some Dronians are destroying the generator's computer.
Their defenses have fallen. Let the slaughter begin.
Portals are opening all over the entire chamber, letting in more Dronians. At the same time, reinforcements for King Tesson arrive. There's lots of fighting and killing. The designated are leaving through an unoccupied corridor. King Brigham sees them leave the chamber. Cutting a few months later. Inside a bedroom apartment, Natasha, blonde, mid-20s, physically fit, is in the middle of getting dressed for work. She's rushed because she's late. The clock reads 3:47. Her open purse is laying on her bed, where her name tag rests on top of it. Natasha pulls up her pants with one hand and pulls down her turtleneck sweater with the other. She is a hot mess.
Damn it! I can't believe I'm late again.
Now dressed, she grabs her name tag, which reads Natasha, from her bed, as well as her bag, which she grabs from the bottom. All her stuff falls out the bag.
I can't get a break. Something always slows me down. Curse, I know it. Can I get to work on time for once in my life?
Moving on to a busy street. There's lots of cars and people going around their business. The only building you can see clearly is the Ed Hill Hospital Center of Health, which takes up the whole block. Natasha is in her convertible, rushing to make the green light. She's wearing her sunglasses. There are 3 lanes on each side of the street. Natasha is in the middle lane. A crowded bus on the same road is in the far right lane goes to the intersection. Going up the cross street one way, it's a one-way road, but people in cars have made it 2 lanes. A red minivan is approaching the intersection coming towards the news crew. A reporter is standing right in front of the hospital, but the camera guy is shooting her at an angle so that she can see just a bit of the intersection. They are doing a live shoot.
In a few hours, Dr. Pacificus, the newest neurosurgeon to emerge in his field, will perform a new technique to remove the brain tumor in Chris Hughes, a 12-year-old boy who may not see his 13th birthday if the tumor is not removed.
In a few hours. Oh yeah, that's her. Sorry. Inside the minivan, we see Ed, Adam with her parents. Ed and Adam are back. Ed is looking out the window, which is closed. They're all dressed as going to a semi-formal affair.
Hang on, kids, we're almost there. The gallery is around the next corner. I can't wait for us to get her close to that red diamond. Everyone who's seen it close says it almost pulses like a heart.
Look!
Just then, the sky turns black. Everyone in the area looks toward the side, except for Natasha, who sees the light turn yellow and guns it to make the light. In the middle of the intersection, a portal opens up. You can almost see the light from the portal in the now blackened skies. Natasha veers to the left to avoid the portal, nearly hitting the bus. She then veers to the right to avoid the bus and goes onto oncoming traffic. The bus, nearly hitting Natasha, avoids all cars, waiting at the red light, but plows into the people, walking by the fountain, people waiting for the bus. People in the van see Natasha a little too late, and they hit her head on. Ah! Quite some time later, Natasha lays in a hospital bed. She is moving her head violently.
No! Look out!
Natasha wakes up to see Dr. Pacificus standing above her.
Relax. We thought we had lost you, but you're fine now.
Natasha, in her hospital gown and wrapped in bandages, has tubes sticking inside her body. Her leg and arm are broken. Her head is all bandaged up, but you can still see her face.
What happened? Where am
You were involved in a massive collision outside the hospital. I am Dr. Pacificus. I have been taking care of you.
I? Oh, you mean an accident? All I remember is this light. I tried to avoid it.
But don't worry about that right now. Just be grateful you survived. There were a lot of people involved who didn't.
How many died?
Just consider yourself one of the chosen few.
Leaving Natasha with that, Dr. Pacificus exits. Natasha sees Ed, the little boy from the minivan. He waves and walks away. Natasha thinks she's dreaming and goes back to bed. Sometime later at night, Natasha is fully healed and finally dressed. She is walking down a dimly lit, deserted hospital corridor.
Hello? Where is everybody?
She tries all the doors, all locked. We hear the voice of Ed.
This way, over here,
Hello? Who said that?
One door opens.
in here.
Natasha enters to see Ed and an unfamiliar Chris standing and waiting for Natasha to enter.
You! I'm so sorry I killed you. Please stop haunting me.
You're silly. I'm not haunting you. I just wanted to see you. And here you are.
Huh?
Chris walks up to Natasha.
Look, I really can't explain it myself, so don't ask me to. When you wake up, come to the cancer ward. Room 530.
Wake up.
Yes. Wake.
Natasha wakes up to find that she is still in her hospital gown and she is lying on the couch in Dr. Rain's office. She only has a small scar below her hairline. Doctor is sitting on a stool next to her.
What did you learn?
Nothing, I have to admit. Once you went under hypnosis, you didn't respond to any of my questions. It's possible that you're having stress-related issues surrounding the accident. Since you didn't have any problem sleeping, I think you'll be fine. I'll draw up the release papers in the morning.
Does the hospital have a cancer ward?
Yes, it's on the 5th floor. Why do you ask?
No reason, just curious.
Shifting gears to go to a Dronian battle cruiser orbiting the Earth. A smaller ship is docking with her. Inside the cruiser we have 5 Dronians. Each one is at a post on the ship's bridge. Brunon, the second in command, is in charge of the bridge.
Rofin has returned, raised shields and re-engaged the cloaking device.
Rofon enters the bridge. Brunon greets him.
Report.
After 3 cycles, I have confirmed the location of the star fragments.
We've had these confirmations before. I don't want to contact King Brigand with another false report.
Rofon puts his arm around Brunon and shows him the 6th fragment, which is glowing brightly, but not as brightly as it was in the power chamber.
Trust me, Captain. This gem has never glowed brighter. But if you are afraid, I will retrieve the other fragments myself.
How quickly you forget King Brigand wants all that pleasure all to himself, and would surely kill you right here where you stand for even speaking such treason.
Why does our mighty king have to come way out here? Perhaps the rumors aren't true.
If the rumors were true and these fragments were so powerful,
Brunon grabs Rofon's hand with a gem in it.
then where is your power?
Back at the hospital, Natasha, dressed, sneaks into the hospital elevator. It's just as dim as it was in her dream, and no one is around. There's a clock on the wall that reads 2:55 a.m.
I'm not really sure why I decided to sneak up to the 5th floor in the middle of the night.
Natasha enters the elevator. The doors close as the night shift nurse returns to a desk with a cup of coffee. Natasha presses the button to the 5th floor. The doors open, and Natasha is surprised to see Chris.
Jeez, you scared me half to death.
Sorry about that, Natasha.
Natasha exits the elevator and walks with Chris down the hall.
How do you know me?
I was on my way to see you. The order will be back any second.
Who are you? And
Chris and Natasha enter the room. She sits in the bed, and Chris closes the door.
My name is Chris Hughes. I had a cancerous tumor in my brain. I was brought here for an experimental procedure. The day of my operation 3 months ago, there was this huge accident outside the hospital. The survivors were brought here. I know Dr. Pacificus worked on your head to save your life. After the incident, I started to see this little Chinese boy wherever I went. First in my dreams, then in this room. And he told me that he wanted us to meet.
oh my god, you seen him too? At first I thought it was crazy seeing him all over the place, but no one else did. But then the other day during physical therapy, he actually spoke to me. And that's when I knew he was a ghost. But then I had this crazy dream where you told me to come here.
I had the same dream. Well, it felt like a dream.
Okay, well, we met. Now what?
I'm not really sure. He told me that you would know what to do.
Natasha gets up and throws her hands up in the air.
Great. That's just great. So you're telling me that some ghost wanted us to meet for some reason?
I don't think he's a ghost.
Then what is he?
Just then, there was an explosion across the street. A body comes crashing through the window. Still crashing. Still coming crashing. Crashing. We crashing? We're not crashing? There we go. The windows come crashing through the floor. It's not crashing through a very open window. There we go. And lands on the bed where Natasha was just sitting, crushing the bed. Natasha and Chris are thrown to the floor. They look at the now destroyed bed. The body turns out to be a burnt to a crisp geranium.
What the hell is that?
That looks like a body. It's a good thing you moved when you did.
Yeah, well, lucky me.
Not too much later, Natasha enters the floor of her apartment for the first time in months. Carrying her mail, she sees a notice on the door. It reads, "Dear Miss Ash, we have been trying to contact you regarding your past due rent. Please contact us as soon as possible. Management." Natasha opens the door and walks into the apartment. Inside the apartment, Natasha turns on the TV. Notices the TV from the 90s. The same reporter from the accident is on.
Live from the Okasa Gallery, where a violent explosion last night took the life of a security guard. Police have yet to find the mysterious red diamond, which has been on display for 3 months. Foul play is not being ruled out. An interesting side note, this reporter was nearly killed not too far away from the explosion where one of the city's deadliest multi-car crashes in history happened. Many locals are starting to call the area cursed. Join me for a special report on this tonight at 6. Back to you, Jim.
Natasha starts to go through her mail, but is interrupted by a bright light coming from her bedroom. She slowly approaches the half of the door.
If there's a ghost in there, please don't kill me.
She pops in her head in the bedroom.
Well, it's not a ghost.
Natasha sees King Brigham with the 6 dragon in his hand, glowing brightly, more brighter than ever before, pointing right at Natasha. He is smiling.
Lucky me.
And that is the first issue.
Sweet.
Hope you all enjoyed it. Raphael Tavares, Julie Linsky, Brian McKenna, Riley Flinsky, and Brendan Masson, and of course Luke Linsky over there. Take it away, Brian.
All right. Does anyone have any questions that you guys want to ask us, Mark, or the cast?
Ask us anything.
Yes, please stand up. Microphones are over there.
Hello.
Very big fan of Troma and everyone's work. As a filmmaker myself, I went to Brooklyn, PhD, dropped out, NYU Film School. I made 2 short films. Is there any way I could work with Troma one day?
I mean, you're dreaming big there, kid. I would say you should have finished film school. To work at Troma, you need at least 4 years in film school and to at least $200,000 worth of debt. I'm sorry to shatter your dreams.
Does anyone else have a better answer of that? Thank you.
Thank you. Keep making your films.
Yeah, no matter what, make them.
Don't give up.
Absolutely keep
Keep
doing it.
making your films.
Anybody else have any questions?
No?
Feel free to come to me.
Yeah, put your shoes on first.
I was enjoying.
I'm okay with you.
Relaxing.
I'm still
New
wet
York
from
City
the
is where
walk
that
this
shoes
morning.
Hi, I really enjoyed the comic. I wondered, why did you hang on to it for so long? Have you been trying to release it this whole time? Like, what's the story of the timeline?
How much time do we have? To answer that question. So basically, I came up with the idea that I wanted to get into the comic book industry. And at the time, I went to the New York Academy of Comic Book Arts and Fantasy Illustration in Manhattan. And they said, if you want to get into comics, this is 30 years ago, they said you have to have something that you're willing to give up to make something, to get your foot into the door, to get yourself published. And they also said it would cost about $2,000 in 90 trying to do. So I'm like, that seems plausible to do. So I went, tried, I wrote the story, and at the time it wasn't something that I wanted to hold on to, it was just something to get my foot in the door. If you remember, the 90s was all extreme, everything was all crazy, so I decided to go the opposite, which ironically 30 years now is the main thing to low key. Then a friend of mine from high school, his younger brother said, I'll draw it for you, and he drew it. Took about a year to do. So now we're a little bit later, and then trying to find an inker takes a little bit longer. And then there's a lot of steps we try to get to make it happen. And there was a lot of missteps that kept on coming, and I got close, and I wasn't able to. And I got closer, and I wasn't able to. And finally, this year, I finally got it published, and I'm at New York Comic Con. I'm really excited.
We have another question, right? Yeah.
So I'm a Toxic Avenger fan. I've even seen.
We got Toxic right here.
Yeah.
Toxic.
Even seen musicals.
Not right in,
Are there any plans to make more Troma musicals?
Well, Bring on the Damned is technically classified as a musical. So there's that. Lloyd loves musicals, and hashtag Shakespeare Shitstorm also is a musical. So there is a music element in most of the things that Lloyd has any pull in. Yes.
Okay, cool.
You have your own soundtrack for, right?
Slashing has a soundtrack. If you Google it, you'll find it on Bandcamp. But we will have official soundtracks for Bring on the Damned on vinyl and everything. It's a very jam-packed soundtrack.
Hi, I saw a lot of Troma movies in the past, back when DVDs were a thing.
They're still a thing. They're still a thing. Got a whole closet full of them at the Troma offices.
Now, with the stuff that we just saw, are those exclusive to this new app, the streaming service?
No, there will be physical media releases for all of them. Troma's not letting that go away. That's still to our fan base. All those will be on physical media, within Shakespeare Shitstorm soonish, because that one has been released for a while. They've recorded all the special features for that. The other ones are still doing their theatrical runs now, so it might be a year or so before you see those, but they will all come to Blu-ray and probably DVD too, but definitely Blu-ray.
Awesome.
Okay, if I could just get a little more clarification. Are you partnered with any other streaming services other than the private?
No, Troma now is our app. We prefer to use that first month free. But a lot of our films are on other apps too. Currently on Tubi, you can find 3 of my films. Fear Time USA, Slashing the Final Beginning, which also comes to Blu-ray next month. But then on some of the other streaming services, I believe, I don't know which one, they rotate from places, but I believe I believe Toxic Avenger might be in Peacock currently, and we go in and out of Amazon Prime based on whoever the way's fighting with it.
And last piece, if we want to see these live in theaters, where do we go?
Follow Troma on Instagram, and they will post their. Eating Miss Campbell is currently making the rounds around the country. Just played LA. I think it might have played Portland this weekend. But they are constantly touring around the country. You just got to pay attention and look where they're coming, where they're airing. And also, Film Noir in Brooklyn is like our home base for screenings too.
Cool.
Is there like a website? I hate Instagram.
X is not Twitter anymore. X is on there, and Facebook. If you follow Troma on any, and also if you go to Troma, just Troma's website, Troma Now. At Troma's website, there is a newsletter you can subscribe to. Let's email you whenever new stuff comes out.
Thank you.
No problem.
And Brendan, how long have you actually been making films with Troma? And how did it actually start?
I started making my first film in 2013. Was finished in 2004. Actually, my first two were done in 2014. In 2015, we got involved with Troma. They distributed my first two films. And I just hit it off, and Lloyd asked me to write Shakespeare's Shitstorm. It's the sequel, the unofficial sequel to Romeo and Juliet, James Gunn's first movie. And then they helped co-produce my third film, / The Final Beginning, and they fully produced the new one. But yeah, John Brennan, who's the musical director for Joe Bob's Drive-In, he found me, he brought me to Troma. Lloyd liked me enough to tour with me, and since then we've just been a very, very good partnership.
Great. Now, Mark, I have a question for you. What made you decide to kind of turn this into a radio play?
So that was how much time we had on today? I was at a convention in Long Island, and I was just talking to Mr. Lee Kalinsky about the book, and we were trying to sell more books. And we were thinking about out-of-the-pocket ways to have an idea on how to make this happen. And he suggested we do a radio play. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. And he said, let's try it. Let's see if we can make it happen. And so we got some actors together. We got the script. He adapted the script, which is really weird. Now I'm more used to seeing this script in my own script. So one of the pages in the comic wasn't in the presentation because of timing and actors and how many people we had. We realized we had 27 different speaking lines. We cannot have 27 people on a panel. So we performed it at an MCon, which is a Long Island convention at a library. It's a free convention out there. You should go check it out. That's www.eastmiddle.info. And we performed there, and it went well. And as I mentioned earlier, young Julie Quincy said, "Hey, how are you trying to get it?" And I was like, "Oh, it's going to be a whole big thing." "Oh, you never know unless you try, because then you're going to regret it." I'm like, she's right. If I didn't try, I would have regretted. And I cannot thank her enough. I just want to give her a round of applause.
What a great impression. Now, this comic book, this was a teaser, right, for the rest of the series, or is it?
Well, this is the first issue of 5. When 30 years ago, I wrote the whole story. All 110 pages have been written. They've all been penciled. Peter Palmiotti is still inking pages as we speak right now. Obviously, he has a stack of pages that he had when he started, so he had 110 pages. Here you go, start inking. The priority was issue number 1. But over the years, he just pulls a page here, pulls a page there. He's in no type of order. Yeah. So some pages of issue 5 are already inked. Some pages of issue 4. And I'm like, Pete, you got to work in order so that way, when we're ready to go and get a letter, we can go on to the next issue. So it all depends on how well this book sells. Please buy this book and we can get issue 2 back on crowdfunder and have it sold for more.
Yeah. Just to sum that up, please buy the book. If anyone is really questioning that. Also, we have a lot of great actors who are actually here up on the panel today. Patrick is one of them. Patrick, can you give us kind of an idea of why you wanted to join the cast? Kind of go into that a little bit.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I worked with Lee on a ill-fated project called Space Sharks. And it was the highest budget thing I'd ever worked on, and it was really, really cool. We wrote the script together, and unfortunately that project kind of collapsed. There may be a documentary about the highs and lows of making a film, and that may be the subject of it, so that may be coming out next year. But I worked on that, and when he told me about this, I'm like, wait, you're doing this as a radio play? Like an old school radio play, like my mom would go to the radio station and listen to that and see all the effects and things. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, I'm absolutely in. And then I met all of these guys, and the rest is history. But yeah, I've been with the project since the start of the first virtual performance of first reading, yeah. And yeah, I love it. And no one else is doing this, taking a comic book and turning it into a radio play. And I think it's fantastic. I'm glad all you guys are here to see that, because it's not something that a lot of people do, really anybody. So yeah, very cool.
Awesome. Yeah, and you have a new short film coming out, right?
I'm in a film right now called Follower. It's written and directed by Scott Perry, who did the In Fear Of series, if you guys are familiar with that. And I play a police detective who's interrogating the sole survivor of a death cult. and trying to figure out what's going on. And across the interrogation table from me is Ms. Heather Drew, who's a phenomenal actress. And it's just the two of us going at each other for like 15 minutes, and it's just amazing. We shot the thing in maybe 2 takes. It looks like multiple cuts, but it was really 2 takes. We actually performed it live and just like started going at each other. And it's it played at sorry for my keys. It just played 3 hours ago at Kevin Smith's film festival, Smart Castle.
It's so cool, yeah.
Yeah, that's extremely cool. Yeah, it's won Best Thriller like 5 times already. It's just phenomenal. But it was playing there, and there was no way I could get to Atlantic Heights to be there and have Kevin Smith to do that and come here. And they're like, "What are you going to do?" I said, "Well, I can do another film festival." I said, "But how many people do you know get to perform live at Comic-Con?" So I'm like, "No, I'm definitely, absolutely doing this one." So the rest of the cast is down there, and I'm here with you guys, and I'm very happy that I'm here.
Thank you for coming. Yeah. Thank you.
You also did like the New Jersey traffic, so that's always a fun. Yeah. And like I said, we have a bunch of people up here. Raphael, I know you've been associated with Mark for a bunch of years.
Oh, definitely.
How many years have you guys known each other? How'd you guys meet? Give me a little bit of a rundown.
Oh, Mark's been doing it, came from the radio for 8 years, so I
We
started
just
off.
celebrated our 20th year in February.
Exactly. You actually did the whole 20th year show.
Yeah, live on our YouTube page.
So we had started this thing called Bitten Apple TV, and we ran into Mark. No, actually, it was before we even started Bitten Apple TV. We were still hanging out with the old crew that we were working with, and we met Mark, and we got enamored with Mark because Mark is a personality. He's a character. He's a lot of fun. And when we started Bitten Apple TV, Mark was the first one to be like, "You know what, Ralph? I'm going to send you here, I'm going to send you there, I'm going to send you there. You're going to cover all these cons and conventions, and you're going to be the video version of It Came From the Radio." I'm like, "Hey, cool, that sounds good." So that's how I started working with Mark, and that's a way that Bitten Apple TV has grown to what it is, and now we cover conventions, we cover creators. And another reason why I'm working with Mark is he's a creator and he's done his book Designated, and I want to make sure that this book gets out there and people read it and check it out because, dude, if you are going to help the industry, help the indie creators, because the indie creators will lead to what's happening next. If you wait for Marvel and DC, they're going to keep doing what they're doing because they want to make the same money. If you want things to change, if you want entertainment, if you want something, support indie creators.
No, maybe I'm the only one who feels this way. You have the most hypnotic voice I've ever heard in my entire life. I'm like sleepy, but also turned on. So I was listening to you read the phone book. Jeez. How much time do we have? Five minutes left? 4 minutes, all right. No need to get. You know what? I mean, we could just go down the line. You guys can tell us, your names, where you're going to be next, and then we can kind of wrap up.
We have the raffle. Don't forget we have.
Oh my God, we have the
That's
raffle.
the
All right. Yeah, well, it's been covering my head for the last 10 minutes. So we do have a raffle. You guys should have gotten raffle tickets.
Does everybody have the raffle ticket?
No, we didn't get. We were late.
You were late.
You were late.
We have raffle tickets. Give her a hand on Sonali. She's a raffle ticket girl.
Raise your hand if you don't have a raffle ticket.
Oh, is this yours?
No,
that's my bag. Yeah.
Julie,
We never got one raffle ticket.
Julie, we have more.
We got more.
We got more. Here you go. Come on, Natalie. Run, go.
We don't need them now. Yeah. Yeah.
Save 2.
Save 2 in the front.
We need 2 in the front. You skipped them out. She asked the question.
Let's just make her run around the whole room. That'll be fun. Come on.
So what's the prize? Why don't you mention what the
Yes, the prize here is going to be 9.8 comic book, whatever that means. It's 9.8. It's in a plastic case. It's whatever that means. So, 9.8. It's better than 9.7. So. I have no idea. I don't know.
Anybody else?
Everybody have the raffle ticket now?
Yes.
Everybody have one?
Maybe one is the best.
Everybody got one?
I don't know.
I good.
Everyone got a raffle ticket?
Everyone got a raffle ticket, right? All right, good.
I don't have the thing to pull the raffle
Who's
ticket.
pulling it up? Julie? Why don't you raise it up, shake it up, show it, and you're not just pulling a number. You go show it to everyone. The winner is
370955.
37955. Take a picture of you. I don't want to see it on eBay.
It's a flipper.
Oh yeah, guys, please, we're gonna go down the line. You guys just say exactly, where you're gonna be next, maybe your social media, so if anyone wants to follow you guys and kind of follow your journeys. Raphael, we'll start with you.
As I said, I am Rick Ralph from Bitten Apple TV. Just look us up as Bitten Apple TV on all social media sites. We're on everything. And we will bring you all your geekness as much as we can and where we can. And if you want us to cover something, let us know, because we'll be there to cover it. Like I said, let's get creating, people.
I'm Riley Kalinsky, and you'll find me through my dad, Lee Kalinsky.
Hi, I'm Julie Kalinsky. You'll also find me through my dad. We have a podcast, Jaybird and Lee too, and yeah.
Hi, I'm Jerry Lennon, and you'll find me on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. And I'm just very honored to be a part of this. Thank you, Mara. Thank you, Lee. It's been an honor to be here tonight, and thank you all for coming, and really appreciate all of you here tonight. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Elle Mann. I'm working on a lot of things, but the most important thing I'm working on right now is the Men's Success Network, only for men, by Elle Mann. So I urge you to join the Men's Success Network, upgrading the human form, only for men. Once again, that's all I have to say. Now you, Patrick.
Yeah, you guys can go to pedivanity.com for anything that I've done. And if you guys go hitting the festival circuit, check out Follower if you see it in the listings. I'm sure you guys are going to enjoy it. And next year, look for a film called Dad's New Roommate, which is my latest one, and it's being edited right now, and it'll be out for festivals all over the country next year, hopefully by March. So, Dad's New Roommate, look for that one, and thank you very much.
Again, you can find all my films and the films of these other great Troma filmmakers at Troma Now. And look in the next couple months for Blu-rays for hashtag Shakespeare Shitstorm and Slashing Final Beginning. And next year, 2024, bring on the damn Volume 1. Thank you.
And every week we have a weekly radio show. My close hotel manager and it's called It Came From the Radio. Just Google It Came From the Radio. We air a news episode every Sunday at 6 p.m. on WGBP, that's 12:40 a.m., Long Island's oldest radio station, simulcast on 95.3 FM. And we're also on 45 different podcast places, and we're also on like 3 other online radio stations. Just Google It Came From the Radio, you can find us, and please buy my book. One last thing. All you guys out there that they say follow your dreams and never give up, I'm a living example of that, so thank you very much.
My name is Tony McKenna. If you want to follow me, I'll be at the Starbucks after. Thank you guys.
I need that QR code real quick.
Go up and get it.
I got a picture of everybody. One nice picture of everybody was fast up.
Did you have fun today?
Oh my god, so much.
Yeah?
I'm dying in that
Oh,
mask.
good. We haven't met, right?
Huh?
We never met, right?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say. I haven't heard. Yes, yes. Come up, come up.